Shane and Stephanie McMahon worked closely with their father, Vince McMahon, in WWE for several years. The two also participated in several storylines together on screen. They even teamed up in a match against the Big Show and Lita in July 2000. While he remains a minority owner, Shane McMahon is no longer working in WWE. Over the past few years, Shane has spoken in interviews about his relationship with his sister, among other topics. The former SmackDown Tag Team Champion also made controversial statements about the billion-dollar princess. Here are multiple controversial comments Shane McMahon made about WWE Co-CEO Stephanie McMahon. Shane McMahon: "My sister is hot." In 2003, Stephanie McMahon tied the knot with Triple H after dating for about 3 years. Nearly 2 years later, the billion-dollar princess became pregnant with the couple's first daughter. Her father, Vince McMahon, then pitched a storyline idea in which he would reveal himself as the father of Stephanie's child. When Stephanie rejected her father's pitch, Vince suggested that Shane could be the one to claim he was the father of his sister's child. Again, the billion-dollar princess immediately refused. In an old interview, Shane was asked about his father's controversial storyline idea. Surprisingly, the 52-year-old stated that he would not have minded doing it because his sister is hot. "I don't know if I would have really minded that," he said. Speaking about the scrapped storyline in an old WWE documentary, Stephanie explained that although things like that sometimes happen in real life, she felt it was too much for her to do on television. Shane McMahon compares Stephanie McMahon's body to Debra. In 1999, Shane and Stephanie McMahon appeared on TSN's Off the Record for the first time. During the interview, host Michael Landsburg asked the billion-dollar princess if she could do what Debra does, which he elaborated as puppies. While Stephanie responded by quoting her father that she was not built like Debra, her brother had a more descriptive answer to Landsburg's question. "You, Stephanie, have smaller puppies, that's all," he said. Stephanie seemed surprised by her brother's comments and told him that he did not have to elaborate. The billion-dollar princess later had her breasts enlarged. Shane McMahon on Stephanie McMahon's relationship with Triple H. While working together on a storyline in 1999, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H developed feelings for each other. The two then started dating in 2000 and married 3 years later. When Stephanie and Triple H became a couple, rumors suggested that Shane was unhappy with their relationship and stood against it. Speaking to WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley on the Tell All podcast, Shane addressed the rumors and commented on the controversial issue. "At first it was, as long as they're gonna be happy, that's all I really care about. You know, it was more old school back in the day, you know, especially the boss daughter. You don't ever date a talent at that point, because there was separation. At that time it was church and state, or office and the boys, if you will. So there's a lot of old school stuff in there. The thing that didn't sit well with me is that it was kept from me for a while, so that didn't feel good," he said. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H have been married for 19 years. They now have 3 daughters together. Shane McMahon on his relationship with his sister and her husband, Triple H. During his interview with Mick Foley on the Tell All podcast, Shane McMahon spoke about his relationship with his sister, Stephanie. The 52-year-old stated that he loved his sister and was proud of her accomplishments. He also denied that their relationship changed when he left the company in 2010. However, Shane had a somewhat controversial answer to Foley's question about his relationship with his sister's husband, Triple H. "That didn't change my relationship with he makes my sister happy and I am very happy he does that," he said. Foley noted that Shane's answer seemed evasive and asked the former SmackDown Commissioner if he and Triple H had any contention, which Shane denied. Vince McMahon's son also denied having an adversarial relationship with the game. Shane McMahon on being jealous of Stephanie McMahon's progression in WWE. In 2010, Shane McMahon left WWE to pursue other options. He remained away from the company for about 6 years before returning in 2016. During these 6 years, Shane's sister Stephanie became one of the leaders of their father's company. On the Tell All podcast in 2017, Mick Foley asked Shane if he felt jealous of Stephanie for progressing in the business or regretted being away for a long time. While Shane left the company again earlier this year, his sister is now the WWE chairwoman and co-CEO alongside Nick Khan. Meanwhile, Triple H has become the new WWE chief content officer. Is CM Punk returning to WWE? Is his AEW run actually over? A wrestling legend speaks his mind here.